Welcome back to Coach Cameron's podcast. It's beautiful Friday, but is it? No, tomorrow's my beautiful Friday because that's Saturday and I have to come back to work. But yeah, that's it. Today's topic is a question from a listener, and I'm paraphrasing. The listener sent me a message stating this question: what happens in a player's development that causes them to stare straight down at the ground, at their feet, at the ball when in possession versus looking up, being able to play the game when they have possession of it? Many factors, and one is culture. And I say that because culture has a lot to do with it. I'm a big believer if you actually watch the game, um, you'll mimic that behavior. And if you played in a soccer culture, meaning everyone in your community is playing it, and you could be playing at a high level on the streets that you grow up, we don't have that. Um, the second thing that comes to mind is they don't they don't know the ball. They don't understand the ball. It's not an extension of themselves. They don't have the ball connected to them enough to understand it's the ball is part of their body, and it just something you don't have to look at. It just functions. So you have to make the ball be part of you, and the only way you can do that is to get thousands upon thousands of reps throughout your lifetime. And you can't stop. And the problem is everyone's looking for instant gratification. They want it now. It's not going to happen. You have to put in time with whatever you do in life. If you put in the time and you put all the work and sweat into it, whether it's a business, a subject you're studying, learning a new language, if you put the time in over and over, never stop, and make it just part of your life, you're not going to see the results. Example: my diet. I don't eat. I fast now 18 hours a day. It was 12 hours and 16. Then I'm up to 18 hours a day, and I'm modifying it now during my fasting period. I'm trying to just eat extremely healthy, but this is a process over 3 years. I was 228 pounds. I'm 168 right now, I think. I lost a lot of weight, but it happened over a time. But I decided that this is just going to be part of my life. This is what I'm going to do the rest of my life. If you decide to do something that's going to be part of your life forever, and that's just the way you're going to do things, and make it a lifestyle, you'll see the results. I didn't see the result. I mean, I saw results, but it just wasn't. It was just consistent over time because I was consistent, and then before I know it, I'm in my high school weight. So I don't know. I mean, I remember I was at an ASU camp, ASU women's camp, and I was talking to the athletic trainer, and he's pretty confident in everything he was talking about, and so am I. So two of us talking would cause some arguments, and we got into one, just a discussion, I would say. But he started making comments about kids. The reason they always look down is because they're always staring at their phone. And I'm like, no. I'm like, you're wrong. And he goes, how so? I mean, it totally makes sense. It's because of their neck muscles and all that. It keeps pulling their head down because they're just growing up that way. I'm like, there might be something to do with that, but no, you're wrong. It's because they're not technical. They don't have enough confidence on the ball. They just don't have it. It has nothing to do with cell phones. That might have more to do with losing their eyesight or something like that. But there's blind people. I've seen it. That can juggle a soccer ball. How's that possible? They put in the time and effort. They're blind. It's got to put time into it, and it takes a long time. But just keep manipulating the ball. And the reason I show extreme dribbling moves, I mean, there's a variety of ways, but one reason is I want them to love the ball, and it's hard to love the ball if you can't teach them something creative that makes them want to actually touch the ball again. So that's why I do that. So, anyways, there is one technique I do teach. Like if you get the kids in the racquetball courts or passing with somebody, but I do this activity where I have them take their touch on the ball and then look up and don't look at the ball. and then they just find the pass. For me, when I play right now, if I get the ball on my foot, well, I know where it's at. I never look at it again. Your eyes, basically, they're cameras. They take pictures. It's a memory. I know where it's at, and I remember the touch. When I touch, because I've had so many reps, when I touch the ball with my foot, I know exactly where it's at. I don't have to stare at it. I know where it's at. I'm not going to look at it again. So then I can make a pass anywhere, and then I disguise my passes. That's a whole nother level of playing. So, there are techniques. So if I was in a racquetball court, I would constantly work on taking a touch and not looking at the ball anymore, and just remembering where the ball was, assuming it was on the ground. It's much easier. But I'm always with my head up. But that's because I'm so comfortable with the ball. And I learned that technique from playing. I remember playing indoor. These guys would just have the ball in their foot, and they're never looking at it. And they just disguise these passes. You can't stop it because you can't read what they're doing. You can't read their eyes. You can't read their backswing because they don't have one. They only have a forward swing, and that's another topic. But it's comfort with the ball. And there's a big misconception out there that the golden years of learning, just throw that out the window. There is no, you learn forever. You just have to make the decision. Yes, can you learn more when you're 3, 4, or 5? Of course. But can you learn when you're in your 20s, 30s? Yes. I'm still learning. I'm still getting better because I keep manipulating the ball. So there is a scary thing happen with these kids in America. They're not technical enough for one, but for whatever reason, when they get about 16, they're done working with the ball. They're only working on tactics. I'm like, what the? Are you kidding me? You should never stop working on technique, ever. I just don't understand that. You can always improve. But everyone wants to focus on running on a treadmill, running up the stadium, finding a fitness coach, working on their shooting, but never like the little importance of the game of keeping the ball and never losing it. How to spin out, spin away from trouble and all that stuff. I just don't understand. We have it in UFC. Everyone's trying to learn jiu-jitsu and boxing and karate and all the different mixed martial arts. But in soccer, we're not doing that. We're going to work on tactics only. How come there's and fitness and recovery and diet, but not technical ability? Not your first touch. You're not going to work on that? I don't get it. How come there's not? There should be a technical coach for every team. They're probably hard to find, but I'm one. Hire me. I see the game differently. I'm not a tactical genius, but technically I'm a genius. I can identify problems. I can fix them individually. So hire me today. I can fix those things. So anyways, those are my thoughts today. Thank you for the listener with the question, and I hope that helped a little bit, or might have just confused you more. I'm not sure. So anyways, enjoy your Friday. I'll enjoy mine tomorrow. Goodbye.
The podcast you just heard was made using Anchor. Ever thought about making your own podcast? Anchor makes it really easy for anyone to get started. It's a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing podcasts. Best of all, it's 100% free. Sign up now at anchor.fm/new. That's anchor.fm/new to get started.